Hello, 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 everyone. I hope you are well. I hope you are well today. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for being with me here in this beautiful day, though the weather is still cold. Thank you so much. I'd like to appreciate you for checking also the previous video that I did that talks about, it was an introduction regarding my channel that I've opened. It's actually long overdue. I was supposed to have started long ago, but then I have to prepare some things, some resources, and ensure that everything it is not hindered. Welcome. My name is Janki Matlala. I'm from South Africa. I'm an author and I'm also a reader. And then in this channel, maybe let me just give a little glimpse of whatever that I shared in the previous video, which was the first video that talks about the introduction of this channel, my channel, what I'm about, what is it that I want to achieve, and all that. So for those who are first time here, I'd like to let you know that here is just all about reading and writing. Yep, it's all about reading and writing. That's what we will just be focusing on in this channel. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. It's definitely worth it. You'll definitely not regret being here. There's amazing content. There's books you'll go through. The aim is to actually post a video on every day, and then we'll grow from there. I hope the lighting is fine. The sound is good. Please, you're welcome to suggest. You're welcome to ask questions. There's also my email on my bio. Down there on my bio, there's my email. You can comment. You can reach out to me on my email, and I'll be of your assistance. On the previous video, I shared about the vision and introduction. It's an introduction video that I did because I wanted to give an introduction, but the aim of this channel is to make reading fun and fashionable, because statistics, the South African reading culture, it's definitely not doing well. It's not doing well at all. Yeah, there's somewhere where I've written all the research, and then I'll bring it on in one of the videos so that I can read out to you, so that you may know, and you may know what I'm talking about. The South African stats in terms of reading are definitely not doing well. But I believe that we'll change that. Part of us growing in reading, I want us to create a culture of readers, and then encourage people to read. Those who are not interested, because I did my survey and tried to get reasons why people don't read, and they've told me all sorts of those reasons, but we'll get into that, and we'll also do a video on why most readers are alone. Why are readers always alone? Have you ever wondered that, or maybe should I say, why are readers do not have friends? Like, have you ever wondered? But anyway, we'll get into that. So in this channel, I'll be doing book reviews in order to enhance or to ignite our desire for reading. I'll be doing book recommendations, not just limited to adults book, but also children's book. But I'm not an educator or a university lecturer or whatsoever. So I'll just be recommending books, especially in the context of children books. The aim is to give parents options, because of sometimes as a parent you want to read stories to your child, but then you don't know where to start. Especially in South Africa, you might not know that are there authors maybe who write children's books and all that. You might not be familiar with that. So since I'm in that space, I'll be able to recommend a lot of books also on kids. Yeah, because of reading, for it to be improved, it needs to start somewhere. It needs to start somewhere. So I'll be doing book reviews, book recommendations, and then as we grow as a family, then I'll definitely be doing some interviews, get people who are specialists in terms of reading and writing, and then it will depend on how we engage me and you family. And then well, I'm here, and I believe we'll grow together, we'll read together and have fun. Yeah, let me just get on it. I was just giving you a summary on what I shared, but if you want to know more, then please go to the previous video, the first video that I ever shared, where I was doing an introduction, and then you will understand deeper. And if you have any questions, suggestions, please comment, email me, and we'll take it from there. So today it's episode 2 of my video. This is my second video, and I'm happy that there'll be more videos. There's more content for further videos. I will keep repeating this. That maybe some of those you might have some questions, and then in those questions we might do videos to answer those questions, because there are some questions that it will be something that will need to be elaborated further. Yeah, but anyway, I have my notes here. But I just want us to look into, it's episode 2, ne? Yeah, I just want us to look into this thing, this question, like, does reading really matter? Does reading really matter? I just want to share with you the side effects of not being a reader, because they are so visible as you grow, and it can also bring other issues. Not reading. So today I just want to ask a question: that does reading matter? Do you see any importance of reading, of taking a book and read for hours? Do you see the importance of that? Do you see the importance of that? Does it matter to you? Does reading really matter to you? Okay, and I'll be sharing the side effects of not reading. But I just want to start with my first point, that if you do not read, you automatically become lazy to even things that are most important in your life. Because I've realized that there are people who are even lazy to read forms. Like, they give you an employment form. So if you do not have the discipline of reading, a person just sign and that's it. They don't read the policies, what the form is saying, and you become lazy at that. And those are one of the most important decisions in your life that you have to do. And then if you do not read, then you put yourself in danger. What I can say is that I've even noted here, whether you are a reader or not, signing off forms are part of your life. As I mentioned, signing off forms. People are robbed in job contracts, in record labels. I always see musicians, celebrities complaining that they were robbed, blah blah blah, and all that. And most of the time, if you check, you investigate and read between the lines, you discover that actually this person did not take the time and read what is it that they're committing themselves into. But how can you be able to commit yourself and read your contract while you do not have while you are not a reader, while you do not have a discipline of reading? Because of the discipline of reading, it's way important. Sometimes you can be motivated, but then motivation dies along the way. But discipline says, even when I'm not motivated, I'll definitely do it. You see? So we are casualties of 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 not reading. We are definitely casualties of not reading, just because of we are lazy to read. I just pray that may this session be a wake-up call, because of this is to show you the side effects of not reading. If you have a discipline of reading books, it won't be a problem for you to read policies. If they can give you a job contract with this size of pages, 15 pages, 20 pages, you will read it because of the discipline it's in you of reading. So what I can say, reading helps with the discipline. So the side effects of not reading, you do not get the discipline of reading. As I mentioned, that signing off forms will forever be part of your life. Will forever be part of your life. So if you do not read the code of conduct, the policy, and you are so much in trouble. Not all of us can afford lawyers. Not all of us can afford lawyers. So what are you going to do? Interpretation is something else, but then reading for meaning is also another. I'm not saying you should interpret. Sometimes the English, you might not understand the English because of the jargon that could have been used there. But I'm just talking about reading for meaning and understand what is it saying. You can go to someone and be like, can you please help me understand here? But the basic knowledge of reading, there are some things you don't even need explanation. You quickly understand just because of, oh, okay, it says this and this and this and this. But anyway, we will share also concerning the benefits of reading, because I feel like now I'm dwelling into that. It will be on our future video. So the other point that I want to talk about is that some of you, one day you will be parents, and then you need to assist your kids with homeworks. You will need to sign registration forms for your child. I learned that there are parents who don't even read school policies. Like, okay, before I get to school policies, I want to emphasize this now, because I'm thinking, for myself, my grandmother, she's not an educated person, but she raised me and then encouraged me to be to go to school, right? To do homeworks and all that, even though she did not understand what I was writing or whatever that I was reading, but her motivation was so much enough. Her presence was so important. So as a parent, your present in the life of your child, it's important in terms of their school affairs. Even though you cannot read or not understand the English that they're teaching at school, or mathematics or what, but your support, your presence, it's very much important. And some of the things, if you do not understand, you can get someone, a sister, a cousin, or a tutor to help your child. But it becomes more special when it's your own parent who is helping you with homeworks, who is helping you how to read, who is helping you on how to read, who is reading stories to you. It hits different when it's your parent. Yes, we can, as a parent, you can delegate some that to tutors, teachers, and all that. But the bottom line is that even myself, if I was a child, I would love, it will feel special for my father to be the one helping me, or my mother to help me with my homeworks and explain to me some of the things. It will be better, because also it's part of developing a bond with your child. It's part of developing a bond with your child. I'm not trying to bash on parents who did not go to school and all that. Like, even my grandmother did not go to school because of apartheid and all that. Those are things of the past. But I'm just saying it becomes more special when a parent knows how to read and then they encourage the child in what they are. My friend once said that eventually it is every parent should be a reader because of as a one of the side effects of a parent not being a reader is that they have less interest in the affairs, in the school affairs of their child. I remember I was talking to a certain primary school teacher a few days ago, and she had a problem of which I do have a problem that I've noticed also as I did my researches about parental involvement in the books, the school books of their kids. So this other guy by Temba Lukele said, parents, they use schools as dustbins where they dump their children and then they leave the teachers to deal with the mess. Because even if a teacher can try by all means to to help the child with schoolwork, but if there's no motivation enough at home, the parent is not present, then the progress becomes very slow. The progress becomes very slow. Part of the research, it said about 78 to 81% of grade 4, is it grade 4? Grade 4 learners, they can't read for meaning. That's according to the South African Reading Panel. 20, yeah, it's called what, 2030 Reading Panel. But anyway, and it has other factors involved. Firstly, we can blame the schools. Secondly, we can blame the Department of Education. Thirdly, we can blame the parents. But if some of the things, if you are going to blame the government a lot, we might find ourselves not having made enough progress because there are processes, there are protocols, they need to report to who and all that. So you discover that things take much more time to be to manifest in terms of reading, because of a parent can blame the teacher. No, the teacher is not teaching well. No, the department and all that. But let me tell you, some of these teachers, they are willing. But then if one educator in a class, there's about 50 to 60 learners, and then that teacher has about 5 classes. Each class has 50 to 60 learners. Especially in South African public schools, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. I was saying the other day that actually primary school teachers should be the most paid teachers because of they have a lot to deal with. You see, so the side effect of not being a reader is that you won't be a good support structure to your child because of in terms of their school, because of you on your own, you are not a reader, so you are not motivated to read. So are you saying other people should do their job and all that? I don't know, but it's better when it's done by you as a parent. It's better when it's done by you as a parent. I'm not trying to dictate and tell you how to do parenting, but it's training. My father, I forgot where in what grade he ended his school at. He was not so encouraging in terms of my school affairs. He would just be involved in, oh, you're going on a school trip. Oh, okay. He would pay money if he wants to or if he has that money, and then that's it. But I don't remember a day where I would sit down with my father and then he teaches me something. Because he was not motivated himself. He was not a reader. So how can he even do that? So the side effects of being a parent and then you are not a reader, you are not motivated, it decreases your support to your involvement on the school affairs. Like, also, secondly, as I said, that there are some parents who don't read school policies. There are some parents who don't read school policies. If part of the school policy, they say children are not supposed to bring phones at school, you don't read that. You just sign forms, you register them, and then they go to school. When they take the phone of your child, then you go to school fuming, being angry. And then when they show you the police that it's part of our policy, you were there in that parental meeting. And then you become embarrassed. So, not knowing how to read or not developing our literacy, we tend to embarrass ourselves, honestly. As we'll be concluding sooner, yeah, at the later stage of my notes, I'll also share some things. But please know that I'm not here to attack parents. I'm just here to share the side effects of not being a reader. Yeah, it's a the side effects go deeper. And the other point is that also there are some couples who don't read, who are not readers. Ne? Okay, they are married. They are married couples who got involved in in marriage contracts that they become surprised in future of the consequences of those contracts. That how it's like they are shocked because of they did not read the policies that govern a particular marital contract. So in future, in case maybe there's a divorce or maybe they have to do something legal, you discover that, oh, the contract binds them in certain areas, but they don't know because of they did not read. Because of it's not all of us who afford lawyers. You can get a lawyer, they read for you, they interpret for you. But let me tell you something, that some of the responsibilities are your responsibility. Some of the things are personal matters to you. I'm not saying that even if you follow the right procedures, ensuring that whenever you get married, you are familiar with all these marital laws, you can still be familiar with those marital laws and then somehow you fail due to some reasons. No, I'm not on that, but you are more at your best to make decisions while you know, while you are knowledgeable. I've seen some shows on TV and I realized that had this person knew the type of contract and read every detail of their contract, they wouldn't be in this position. Instead, they would have chosen a different marital contract. The marriage law, I've seen that it's this thick. Yeah, there's civil marriage, customary marriage, and community and property, and all those prenuptial. People, they get married, they don't read those contracts. So you become a casualty yourself of not reading. You become a casualty yourself of not reading. You can ignore it and say, no, does reading really matter? Yes, it matters. And it has side effects to show that reading matters a lot. Because when those challenges they come and then a certain clause of part of your marriage contract binds you or restricts you to do certain things, you get shocked. It's like you have never had that before. But the minute you are getting into that marriage, you did not read the contracts. How many celebrities are being robbed in record labels? I saw another celebrity on TV. He was crying because he was paid 10 rands. You know, sir, one day we will sell ourselves. You will sell yourself because you don't read contracts. Okay. So, you better grow in reading earlier as long as you can before life exposes you. Because there is also a generational gap and also interpretation. Those two, it's a different story when you can interpret whatever job contract that you are reading, and then you'll get that office lady or your neighbor or your lawyer to help you with the interpretation. It's something else, right? But to read, to understand, okay, the flames moved quickly, soon the roof was on fire. It makes sense. Analyzing is another story. Interpretation is another story. Then you can get someone else. I'm just talking about the basics of being able to see what's written here. Because life really will expose you at some point in your life. I remember a few months back, I was in a construction site. I was attending a meeting there. And then after the meeting, we were in a site camp. So being on that side camp, the meeting was adjourned. So I had to go out and drink water and wait because I was waiting for someone to come so that we can leave. So there was a commotion outside, and I'm like, what's going on here? Then I stepped outside, and the workers there were those construction workers. They were there in their overalls, and then I approached them. I was like, what's wrong? What's going on? What's with the noise? So the problem was that they were angry and their anger was that they did not go to school. Some of them, they told me that they ended school in grade 3, grade 1. They did not go to school. So they choose a construction to be, they choose to be a construction worker on the basis that you don't need to read anything. It does not want you to sign forms to read, just like other jobs of being a lawyer and all that. So that's why they went, and so that they can do construction, because of they never got the opportunity to go to school, or some they did not, some they are not literate for whatever reasons. So their problem was that now in the construction company wanted to take them to training, and then part of the training there was some theory that they need to write. So they are angry because of they can't read, they can't write, because of now it's like they're being exposed. So who are they angry to? And in each and every place, especially construction, there are occupational health and safety regulations that should be followed. So for whatever job that they had to do, they had to undergo a training. And training, they're expected to write. They're expected to answer questions. They're expected to read, because they would give them some theories so that they can read and answer some questions. But they can't read and write. So hence they chose construction, because they're exposed, they cannot read and write. So unfortunately, they were expected to read and write. How painful is that? How painful is that? Losing a job just because of you cannot read and write. Those are the side effects of not reading. I'm not attacking you just because of you're not reading. No. I'm telling you the side effects of not reading. Does reading really matter? Yes, it matters a lot. For you to do your ID, you need to fill in forms. You need to read. You need to know what is designation. Oh, what is let me not go there. Let me not go there. But then we will forever be casualties as long as we don't read. That's just guaranteed. right? That's guaranteed. So we'd rather develop our love for reading. It doesn't matter the age that you are in. You might not have went to school due to whatever reason. I sympathize with you, and I'm sorry about that. But you will, if you can't read, you will read, right? You will be a casualty of that. But anyway, please listen to this whole video until the end before you make any comments of, because of I mentioned that I'm not here to attack anyone. The fourth point that I want to talk about is that not being knowledgeable makes you an easy target to criminals. Yes, because one of the difference between you and a scammer is knowledge. If you are knowledgeable about something, it's not easy for the scammer to scam you. Okay, I understand that you can be scammed or they can steal something for you and you are not aware. Maybe they caught you by surprise. Yes, I understand that. But a person selling you something, you don't consider the rules and regulations, you don't read the terms and conditions, and then later now you become a casualty, you become a victim of crime just because of you did not read the terms and conditions. That's something else. So reading, whatever, it's part of our lives. It's part of our lives. And my prayer is that you may hear me right. You may hear me right, because of, if you hear me in offense, you will never take anything from whatever that I'm saying. You will never take anything. And offense is not the aim. But almost every job requires you to read. Because of these days, people would go for jobs that does not require them to read. But I was telling you about those construction guys that they were angry. They were angry. Yes, the job that they were not doing, it did not require matric. Yes, matric was unnecessary, right? On whatever job that they were doing. But now they're expected to read. They're expected to write. Yes, they don't have matric, but they have to write. They have to read. And unfortunately, they were given those small assignments. You cannot read that assignment and answer if you have not read. Yes, you don't have matric, we understand, but then can you read for meaning? You'll be affected by that. I've seen, so the aim of this channel is to also inspire us to read. And so me showing you these side effects, I'm not attacking you. I will keep emphasizing this. Our school kids, the learners at school, oof, some of them, they end up in grade, but I would blame the parents and the department in some instances. Because some of them, you discover that on their own grade 10, 8, 7, but they can't read. I remember the other one was in grade 10. Yeah, there was this other learner. Sorry, in grade 10. The learner could not read for meaning. And then that has caused the learner to have low self-esteem issues because of the kids, the learners at school. They were teasing him. They were calling him names because he cannot read. So it causes low self-esteem issues as he grows because of he cannot read. And the learners, they cannot understand. It's like he's a fool, he's crazy, there's something wrong with him. Why can't he read? You see. So I'm aware that there are those of people who are good in working with their hands. They can build, they can do plumbing and all that. But at some point, even that plumbing, there will be a point where you need to write the material that is needed. There will be a point where you need to make measurements. So reading is just part of our lives. And as you grow, and then you are not literate, there are some places where you are not even taken serious. And you will be expected to know how to read and write. So there are opportunities that you lose just because of that. You see. So I remember the other time I saw this government ward council. I don't even want to mention where I was. But that government ward councillor, they wrote a speech for him. But he was on stage and there was no this auto cube. Is it auto cube? Whatever that shows you all the weight. But even if it was there, it would not make any difference because he was struggling to read his own speech that they wrote for him. We spent over 45 minutes on something that we could have spent 20 minutes because of he's a government official, but he could not be able to read. I was crying in my heart on his behalf. I mean, I would never go into that position. Not knowing how to read, I expose myself. And when they start talking about that, you have a problem. You cry deep down. You are offended. You are offended. I did not say anything to the odd councillor. I was part of the panel there, and then after everything in the program, I left. But there were things that were said about him as I was leaving. I did not even want to hear whatever that they were saying. But you could see the embarrassment to him and to also everyone who was there. Like, a what government councillor who cannot read? Imagine. It becomes painful as you grow when you do not read. And what at some point you will be an elder in the family. You will be an elder one day in the family, and they'll be like, can the uncle or can the aunt in the family please read us this obituary? And then you can't read and write. Okay, some of them they might know, but then there are other platforms that they would not know, and they would expect you to do certain duties just because of you are an elder. Because we are not known everywhere. It's not every one of us who are celebrities. But even some, I've had some. Anyway, let me not talk too much. But may we grow. Those are the side effects of not reading. And I can imagine now you being part of the crowd, you are at an event or what, and then they give you a certain script. They say, can you please open the event for us? Or can you please read this memorial letter? Can you please read this obituary for us? And now you are an elder in the family. You are the only one who's left. You are the eldest in the family. And then you can't read. I'm telling you, you will disappear out of nowhere. They'd be like, oh, we are singing a song. He was just here. Where? You are gone. You ran away. Let us, does reading, why does reading really matter? Yes, it does. And the side effects are very painful. And those people that would expect them to feel sorry for you, it is not their fault that you did not go to school for whatever reasons. They were not there. And it is not their fault just because of they see you as an elder person. And then as a form of respect, they are giving you a certain letter that as an elder, as the one who is the elder one, can you please read this for us and welcome us? But you can't read. That will be embarrassing for you. That will be embarrassing for you. Lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge. I've seen people being attacked by SARS. Celebrities who have millions. SARS comes after them and it needs money. It needs its own money. But they can't even comply because they can't even read. Because for you to comply, you must read policies. Anyway, SARS, it's South African Revenue Service. It's responsible for collecting tax and all that. You'll be, in some instances, you'll be in trouble with the law just because of you did not read. Let us not embarrass ourselves. And at that moment, when they ask you, and uncle, can you please read this for us? Can you please read this obituary for us? Oh, they are respecting you. That time, where will you get the lawyer? Where will your lawyer be? For interpretation or to read for you. So no matter how we can run away from reading and give ourselves all the excuses of not reading, but the bottom line is that some of the responsibilities are our responsibility. Some of the things, they are personal matters to you. You need to read them, sign them, and submit. Because of there are things that your neighbor cannot see. There are things your colleagues are not supposed to see. They're involving your life. So you need to read the policies and comply with everything. Ask assistant there, and then so that you can be one. So let us read. And in conclusion, lastly, I would like to say I'm not attacking anyone. Apologies if you feel, my apologies if you feel attacked. But what I can say is that I know elderly people who have started from grade 1 in their 50s and 60s. They started their first grade at school and then they completed their matric in 70s, 80s. We have people like that. I know of people who started going to school in their 30s. They were doing grade 1 and then they completed their matric. So the chances there. There are sessions, school sessions for elders. Is it Abet? Adult what? School. I remember there's another pastor that I knew. Unfortunately, he passed on. May his soul rest in peace. He used to attend English classes because of, he says no, he wanted to upgrade his English because of he was not doing well in English. He said to himself that, no, I'm going to school. Then he went to school. You see, so I'm not saying we should. Some people might not have the desire to go to school, start grade 1. For those who have not gone to school, some you are a dropout, you drop school at grade 9, 10. Okay, for whatever reasons, I don't want to get into those reasons. But my cry is that have the ability to read for meaning, have the ability to write after reading for meaning. That's it, at least. Then other things, it's easy to develop. It's easy to develop. There was a lady, that lady, I remember she called me to assist her with some business things. And she wanted me she was saying things, and then she wanted me to write for her and translate in English on that paper. She was embarrassed, but then I created an environment for her to be free, and then I helped her, assisted her. And there was a point where she was angry because she went to school. I don't know what happened to the child or whatever. Then she went to school being angry. And when she got there, unfortunately, whatever that she was complaining about, it was nothing because of it's there, it's part of the policies of the school. So just because of she did not read, she had to apologize to all the teachers that she swore at because of a lack of knowledge. Knowledge is more powerful. At least just be informed. Even if you don't want to go back to matric, whatever, to grade 11, 10, 7, if you don't want to start from there, down there, at least have a, what do you call, be informed, know how to read. Simple as that. That's all I'm asking for. Then in that case, you are not a casualty to a lot of things. So having said that, the question was, does reading really matter? Yes, it matters. And that will be reflected with time as you grow. So I've just shared with you the side effects of not reading. But this is big. The what do you call this episode? The things that I was sharing about, the side effects of not reading, they are big. There are some of them that I might not have mentioned currently. They might not have been part of my notes or the things that I wanted to say. But you can be able to trace something in your life with whatever that I was saying, so that you may develop our literacy. Because if you don't want to be angry at people for no reason, just because of you cannot read, it's not their fault after all. You see. So thank you very much, everyone. I'm grateful that you are here. I'm very much grateful. Let us go together, and on the next episode, I'll be talking about what I wanted to share about the benefits of reading, and then from there, there's a lot of things that I want to talk about. Then from there, we'll start going through books, recommending books, reviewing books, having book discussions, and all that. So thank you so much for tuning in. See you when? Tomorrow. Yeah, see you tomorrow, because I'll be posting videos each and every day. And I'm willing to hear you out. If you feel that reading does not really matter to you, share. If it matters, share. What are some of the side effects that were there, that you have seen with your eyes, that this is because of I did not read, this happens just because of I did not take time to read, this happened because of I'm not illiterate, I can't read for meaning. If maybe there are some opportunities that you lost because of that, share with us. The aim is not to expose you, no. The aim is for us to grow. So I'm bringing this reality to everyone, that we see those side effects. Does reading really matter? Really? You see, even me, I'm still trying, I'm still learning. reading, I might make those mistakes there. But my mistakes don't define me. I'm still a human being either way, and then we'll grow. We'll grow. So thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that when I post a video, your phone will, YouTube will let you know. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye.